What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Let It Rip. So I just watched the first episode of Hard Knocks Raiders Edition, and it was really good for a first episode. It kept me engaged the whole from beginning to end. The best part for me was the Cliff Branch segment where John Gruden talked about the importance of family and introducing the teammates to their families. I thought that was really heartfelt, and it was a really good job by the editors and directors how they were able to show that on screen about how life is really precious and can be short, even though Cliff Branch had a longer life than some people do. So I thought that was the best moment. The uh, the worst moment, or I guess the moment I was fed up with was the Ronald Ali situation because I wasn't a big fan of. Actually, not a big fan, but I just never watched Last Chance. You only seen like maybe certain clips and half of it a full episode. But I'm sitting here once I found out he was on that show. I'm like, oh, okay. And then he's doing the whole rollovers down the field. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe he needs some motivation. And I'm pulling for him like maybe he can show us something in preseason. Maybe make the practice squad. And then out of he hurts his Achilles, tells he can't go, tells the coaching staff he can't go, and then misses treatment for the next day saying, nobody told me. This guy. This dude. How do you That's a great illustration of I guess the difference between college and when it's actually your job. Maybe that would have gone through. Maybe that would have gone over better in college. It's like, oh, okay, you'll do it next week, whatever, or 2 days from now. But when it's game time and you get a check for it, I guess that's the difference in it. And then the very 2 minutes later, and this is why I feel bad. This is why I really feel bad for the dude. He gets cut. He loses an opportunity to compete and continue his dream, only to have his replacement Westbrook wear the same number. And John Gruden savagely says, "Isn't that the ugliest number you ever seen? Why can't we get you another number?" And the other dude's like, "Oh, that's all we had, coach." I'm like, "Oh, you just defecating on this man's life on premium television. Jesus." Oh, I feel bad. I just feel that's why I feel so bad for Ollie. But I guess it goes into the mentality because I keep thinking about America's game when Jimmy Johnson went to the Cowboys in his first year, and they talked about how he cut people, and he's saying he made it uncomfortable for people not to do their job, not to be great. And I guess this harkens to that kind of message. Like we're having a team that's going to be full of competitors, people who are here ready to work. And I got that kind of sense, especially with the AB segment, where he's like, AB stands for afterburners, and then they go right in the clips of him just burning DBs. But I like that, and they tell him to slow down, which I hope. For me, I'm not that big on him playing the preseason. I already seen the social media posts where he's working hard. I know he's going to be in shape. I do want him to get some reps in with Derek Carr so they can have some game time familiarity. Absolutely. But don't rush him back to where this is going to be a chronic issue, especially with the right wide receiver position where your feet are your most important tools outside of your hands. Let's not make this a big deal and rush him back before it's necessary, especially for a guy who has a well-known stigma of not being able to ramp it down. Even they talked about it in the actual episode where can you just go hard mentally and dial it back? He says, "No, coach, I gotta show these other guys, these young bucks, how they have that juice when they step on the field." And I do like that mentality because you do have to have that extra edge when you're going to a game. Everyone talks about how Michael Irvin practiced so hard when he was with the Cowboys in his prime, just running routes like it was the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl. So I think that's the mentality. That's I feel that's going to be the uh, the mantra of this team, a physical mentality, and you totally get that with John Abrams, because I found him hilarious throughout the entire episode. Just being himself, being funny. He was the most entertaining part to me. One thing I will say about him though, I'm on the fence about him going that hard against his teammates and not who aren't when you're not in pads. Like, that might be overkill for me, but then again, I like it though. Just not against your own teammates, because what if you had popped somebody's hammy? What if you had done something and now we're without that guy for an appreciable amount of time. So that part, they gotta do something better about controlling that. But I am anxious to see how he is when it's another team in real game situations, because that kind of aggression can be taken advantage of. So I'm really weary and I'm excited to see him in game time situations to see how he really plays, because everybody looks good when you're in shells. Um, what else did I like? I think that's pretty much it. You know, I can't wait to see episode 2. I think I'll have some blackened salmon with that episode. Anyway, I'll let y'all later.